go. Straight up. Straight up. And there we go. Hello everyone, I'm Iron Phoenix and welcome to Minecraft. It did dawn on me recently that quite a lot of the games that I stick on this channel, there's quite a lot of mining involved, or resource gathering. Anyway, sort of a weird aside. Yeah, Arcane engineering. I've been playing quite a bit of this recently, and I thought I would take you on a little ride today. Nice chill game for a Sunday afternoon stream. So, this is the point where I need to talk about disclaimers about the factory that we're about to walk into. This is my storage room, workshop. I say storage room. It will become a storage room. Unfortunately, pretty much every room in this place is a storage room. Things are a bit messy, and it's something that I do kind of need to sort out. Hopefully, now I've got access to some of the applied logistic stuff, that will become a little easier. Anyway. So, yeah. So this pack. This is a mod pack. You can get it off Curse. And you start off very, very simply with the need to make these kinetic mechanisms. And these kinetic mechanisms can be used to make other bits and pieces as you go on through the mod pack, and you go into the nether, go to the end for different bits and pieces, but it obviously expands out, and the more components that you need to upgrade your base, upgrade your factories, the more complicated materials and industrial assembly lines that you're going to need to create. And the interesting thing I think about this particular mod pack is that there is I don't think there is necessarily a correct way of doing things, because everybody is going to solve these problems in different ways. And this line in particular, which I've sort of set up, but I've also sort of not, is going to require things like auto-crafting explosives, setting them off, picking this stuff up because it floats upwards. You know, how do you make shadow steel in the overworld? You've got to drop it into the chromatic compound into the void. Well, that means either you have a factory in the end, or you blow a hole in bedrock, but you need to kind of know exactly where you're going to need to drop your hole, so you can build systems into it, so that you can pick this stuff up again. So, yeah, you know, things are going to get a little complicated. Now, today I really do need to work on the power stuff. Basically, I need to put in a new farm for the power stuff. But I think a factory tour is in order, because this is different to the one that I had before. This is a new map. And I just decided to start fresh. So, the big disclaimer is that some of the machines that you will see in a moment, they are not in the places that they will be in the end. Some of them aren't particularly optimized, like the one you'll see immediately as I walk out the door. Some of them aren't finished. Some of them are broken. And some of them aren't working because I need to build other bits in order to get it to work. The power grid is one of the first things I need to fix, because at the moment my power grid is at capacity. So let's wander out. So this was actually like a little encampment thing that I found when I found this place. This was a naturally formed cave, which I've widened out a little bit so that I can put in a prototype area. So these are sort of prototype machines, and this is currently off, but you can see what it does basically. this would drop water onto here. This would grow. The mechanical drill would break the top bit. This would split it into 2 bits, and then rooms would be created here, and then split into 2, and then some rooms would go there, and some rooms would go there. These are, you know, sort of very simple create systems. And this is a little bit more complicated, or would be a little bit more complicated had I not started cannibalizing bits out of it. So, and there are bats here, so the bats die and then scatter bat wings everywhere. But yes, so this was a just very basic system for making sort of chromatic compounds. But yeah, that all needs to be moved anyway. So the reason why I set up here is because of this. This is where a catalyst was. Now this machine is currently off at the moment because actually it could turn back on again now because I've actually okay, let me see, I need to do that, and then if I do that, that will start the machine off. So what this does is it sends a drill across, and it harvests all the sky stone, all the bits that it can hit. It harvests the sky stone, puts it into the little barrel at the back. And there's a few holes here and there where I ran out of glass to finish this up. In fact, that hole has annoyed me for too long, and I need to fix that. Right, there we go. It's a little bit nicer now. That will then now wait for that long and return. When it returns, that is going to activate a deployer up there, which is going to hit the catalyst with some redstone. If there's any redstone in the machine. There it is. These drills will now wait for a minute, and then, because it's on a pulse repeater, we'll wait for a minute and then fire the pulse again, and it will just move back and forth like that. And as long as there's redstone in the hopper up there, it will just run. Over here we have biofuel. Yeah, this is where I'm making biofuel. Actually, I need some wheat seeds out of here. I do need some bread as well. So I've got some bread, I've got some biomass, and that would eventually make sort of biodiesel and plastic when I get there. And then this lot is just running down into the assembler, which is down here. So this is creating all the kinetic mechanisms, and it's also creating precision mechanisms. These would turn the precision mechanisms into the various bits and pieces, but I've not finished all these bits yet. That's kind of what I'm working on. Precision mechanisms aren't entirely automatic, mostly because I've run out of lava. Well, I haven't run out of lava, but it's a bit of a palaver to kind of pull it out of these various pools. So I want to add in a lava train, but I can't do that because the power system is borderline having problems. I do need to pull these up though. But we're not going to be going up that way, we are going to be going up the elevator now. Down here is smoothie and rubber production. That one could actually be lifted or sent down in a moment. So we'll go up to the farms. So this was actually a crater here. This was a naturally formed crater with the catalyst inside. The reason why I set up here, I've got other markers here and there for where I found other skystone areas. The problems that I had with quite a lot of these places was that they were either really next to some really boring terrain, like up here, the terrain wasn't that interesting and the water wasn't that deep either. That's basically the problems that I kept coming across, that wherever the skystone landed, it would be in the water, but any islands nearby would be boring to kind of build off, or the water wouldn't be particularly deep, so you couldn't do like a Rapture style of base because the water wasn't deep enough for it. So yeah, anyway, these are some of my farms that still need work. This one needs work because it's not great. Yeah, so yeah, this farm isn't automated in any way, shape or form, and it does need to be. Because this makes smoothie for the source gems, but that bit isn't automated yet either, so I'm not in too much of a hurry to fix that. This is creating rubber. It's, again, not entirely automatic. It probably should be, but it's not. In fact, we need to turn the valve on. That will start filling that up. Rubber. And then down here we have some incomplete farms for creating wheat and seeds. And that has broken again. This is my farm for creating... What's broken here? Looks like let's flip those around. That should now work. Yeah, that should now work. Except that won't work because the berries are going to fill it out. Right, that should now be operational again. This is another one of those farms that I need to spend some time up here at some point, but there's other bits and pieces have taken my attention. These areas work predominantly off wind power, or at least this farm runs off the wind turbine thingamajig. And this one up here runs off a self-sustaining steam engine, which is something that I kind of put together. Essentially, we've got campfires underneath a fluid tank. Now, the fluid tank with a steam engine. The steam engine drives the machine, but it also puts water into the machine. Reality. It's not, really hot enough to, really push things into gear, and it's not big enough either. Well, no, sorry, it's big enough, but it's not hot enough, and it's not really getting enough water either to really push it into gear. But it doesn't need to be, because all it's running is a couple of pumps and a couple of these. It's good enough for its current iteration. But in the future, it could be improved upon, especially when the farms get a little bit more bigger and more complicated and consistent. At the moment, it's not a consistent churn of berries. It's just whenever I'm up there, I remember to hit the button. So you'll see quite a lot of these sort of self-sustaining boilers that I've just got set up around, and some bits have their own power grid, some bits don't. Some bits, most of it uses the global system, which is what I need to work on now, which is in here. And this is kind of I like this room. I've not. The floor, I've just torn up parts of the floor, so it's all a little bit messy. But what is going to happen here is we're going to put wheat seeds into here. And I need a power hook up here Let's just spin that around. Yeah, what I can do is I can go down to here. And we go down like that. So everything in Create runs off rotational energy. There is some capacity in this mod pack for creating RF power. And I am actually getting close to that phase. Like, I could go down the igneous extruder. That's the stone maker. The thing for making lava, anyway. The magma crucible, I think it's called. But that would require me making power that I don't have. But that would get me lava. Which I do need some lava. Right, I also now need to turn this into something I can use. And I've just got an inventory full of seeds. So hold on, let me just fix that. Polish just for out and get that out. Right, okay. I should have shown you the gauges. Actually, we'll get back up there in a sec. I just need to grab some. My storage system is a bit of a mess at the moment. I wonder if the stuff I need is in here. What I'm looking for is some casings. Am I going to just need to make some? Oh, well, I could grab some from the machine. It's just if they're here, then it means that I don't have to go for a trek. I'm going to have to go for a trek. Fine, we'll do that then. In fact, if I'm going to be grabbing casings, I may as well just grab some iron out the construction area as well. You can make iron in this game, and in this mod pack, by passing gravel over a fan with water coming up, and this will turn it into gravel and iron. I'm actually very surprised I don't have some bits and pieces that I would quite like to have. Nope. Okay, fine. At some point soon I want the applied logistics system sorted out, because finding stuff is a bit of a nightmare at the moment. And do I have any soapstone? No, I've got some cobbled deep slate. I need to get some more at some point as well. Right, anyway. If I go down to here, I'll just pick up a whole load of these. In this, it is definitely worth automating and site casings, because you go through so many of them. Right. In fact, I would be very tempted to automate the in-case chain drives as well, because again, I go through so many of them, because they're a really nice way of transferring power from one thing to another without running the risk of reversing the direction of travel of a thing. If you need to reverse the direction of travel of a thing, you can use gear shifts, and you can use gear shifts to reverse the direction of travel of a thing. If you need to reverse the direction of travel of a thing, you can use gear shifts to reverse the direction of travel of a thing. If you need to reverse the direction of travel of a thing, you can use gear shifts to reverse the direction of travel of a thing. If you need to reverse the direction of travel of a thing, you can use gear shifts to reverse the direction of travel of a thing. If you need to reverse the direction of travel of a thing, you can use gear shifts to reverse the direction of travel of a thing. If you need to reverse the direction of travel of a thing, you can use gear shifts to reverse the direction of travel of a thing. If you need to reverse the direction of travel of a thing, you can use gear shifts to reverse the direction of travel of a thing. If you need to reverse the direction of travel of a thing, you can use gear shifts to reverse the direction of travel of a thing. If you need to reverse the direction of travel of a thing, you can use gear shifts to or gearboxes. But when you're using gearboxes, it can get a little bit interesting as to reversing direction of travel, which means that belts will run the wrong way, essentially, or can run the wrong way, I should say. Right, so we want to do this and then this. This shouldn't cook the grid because I don't think this will be particularly. It's too heavy on the system. Right. The pain being that if I could get it running, then it wouldn't be a pain on the system. Right, just right click that. That's all good to run. So this is a donkey engine. This isn't actually driving anything except for putting water into the boilers. These, however, yeah, I've only got 108 SU remaining. I bet that is wanting to use quite a bit. Let's try doing this. Right, that does actually get that running. Do I have any wood on me? No, I don't. Got some in here. Because with this and this, I can create a hand crank. Which I can use. I don't know how good this seed oil is going to be, but okay, let's right, system is has sped up. Wow, okay, yeah, that's just putting that one blaze burner under there has massively improved the capacity. So each one of these with the standard setup is generating 682 SU at the current speed. This is doing 5,000. And it's not consuming too much either in seed oil either. You know, it's enough to keep it going. So yeah. This entire thing needs to be upgraded. There'll be an actual seed thingamajig up there. What I could do is put a clutch in. If I have one. But I must have a clutch knocking around somewhere. Hold on. As you can see, I've got rather a lot of chests that are lingering around. There's one. And I've also got an unlock lever as well. It's not really the right thing to use for turning a clutch on and off, but it'll do the job. So the clutch will just disconnect power, essentially. So if I'm having trouble with the system, I can disconnect power to a certain part of it, and that would just ease the pressure off there. Excellent. Right, next thing would be to actually get this set up with belts. So, let's do that. Some light in here. I like to do it in multiples of in odd numbers. Okay, now I need some belts. I don't have any spare. Right. This means going around here. I need to fix all the last little bits. There's a few sort of odd areas here and there that need to be improved upon. This needs to really be auto crafting the rubber, for example. It's not hard to do, just cook it using some lava. But I've not built that bit because I've had other bits that I've needed to work on. Right, that's that going. And be a good idea for me to pick up as much dirt as I've got. The harvesters, which I know I've got some of. Oh, and do I have any mechanical bearings? I do. I've got some tuff. I could use that for flooring. Cut tuff is quite nice. And what else? What else do we want? I don't want the dark stone. I just wanted to get that into there. I need some wood, some dirt. I'm gonna have to get that from elsewhere. I think there was some wood in there actually. There we go, some mineral logs, perfect. Is there anything else out there that I need? I don't think so. So I just need to find the harvesters. I'll need a few more of those, which I can make. Seven harvesters will be enough. I don't have the glue. I'll have to work out where I've put the glue. And belts. Good. Filters. I'm going to need filters. I'm going to need quite a lot of this stuff. I don't need the copper. In fact, the copper can go into there and there. Right. Should be good, at least for now. That should be alright. Oh, I need things like chutes and the item thingamajigs and all sorts of things. So the idea is that I'm going to build a very basic rotary farm in this space. And so that goes in there. That can come around here. And that would be perfect because that can go there. And this can go in here. There's sort of a bit of a puzzle component in this game, in this pack. Because it's how do these things fit together for you to do the thing that you need to do. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So let's So that goes there. So and we need gaps. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then the center one would be 7. I would say 7 and 8. The center one would be 8. No, not there, and that's really dark. Of course, you've not picked up the thing that I need you to pick up. But that's the mechanical bearing. I don't know why I'm carrying a mechanical sticky piston around with me, but whatever. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 goes along there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Because I have 7. Right, okay, so this is going to go out here. This is going to be the red lane. There's a method to the madness here. I just need Jasper. Don't need the niter. So what I've started doing is I've started having a sort of a lane by which the arm can rest if I need to change something. If I need to change something and I need to put the arm somewhere without it destroying the crops, basically. That's sort of what it's there for. Right, that goes in there. So you're taking out the seeds and not the stuff that I don't need in there. Right. Interestingly, that is now running purely off seed oil at full pelt, and it's not using any really from there. That's good to know, because I could probably put a tank in of seed oil and have that fill up rather nicely. Right. Let's get the rest of this lot in. So this will probably just be a square room. And I'll have to work out exactly where all the to start with, I'll just do it as a square room. The thing I've got to be careful with is it's spawning stuff, obviously. And it will also have a hole straight up, and then I'll glass it over on the top. So it'll be like there'll be a skylight. You know what? Just also going to put in a barrel over here, so I can get rid of some of the stuff that I don't really need to be carrying around with me all the time. Got some soapstone here, which is good because I've kind of been going with this sort of red and black style flooring. So I'm using polished jasper next to polished soapstone, and I think it has quite a good sort of effect. So the red and black does work really well together. Just kind of give a bit of contrast. And then I've been going for polished shale bricks and polished limestone bricks with a sort of indentation to it. Part of the benefit of doing that is that you can put in sort of crafting tables and backpacks and whatever into this space here, and it doesn't look that bad. Even when you're putting like drawers and it comes out to about here, it's quite nice to have these sort of alcoves where you can just put stuff that you may need at some point, but you don't necessarily need it at that moment. Alright, let's get the next part of this in place. So we need to build some of these. So these are linear chassis. What linear chassis will allow me to do is basically build machines that are going to do things for me. In this case, this is going to be a farm. I'm going to go out to about here, at which point the linear chassis can go away for now. It will need a barrel, and it will also need some of these. Now, I need to go and get the glue really to do this properly, but I'm just laying things out. And I do need to get the things that are going to basically make this work, which is like there's a coupler, an inventory interface, I think it's called, and that will basically if this has inventory and this can take it here, it will basically just dump it off here. The seeds will go down this way, and then the wheat will go elsewhere. I'm not entirely sure where the wheat's going to go yet, because I'm not entirely sure what I can really do with the wheat that I'm not already doing with wheat. It's quite possible that it gets binned, or might end up milling it, see if I can get some more seeds out of it. I don't really know. I mean, the other option is to kind of basically redirect it, have a system to get it somehow over to the other side and unload it there. There's ideas of things that I could do there, which will be incredibly weird, I'm sure, but yeah, it might work. We'll see. For the moment, not worrying about that too much. I'm really glad that this is actually running off that. In fact, I'm so glad of it. I'm going to do something very similar here as well. Now, this one isn't actually running fully. So we want to bring it around here. Now, these do have a limitation on how far they can propel liquid. Of course, that's of course my pickaxe is broken. Use this one. I can just punch it. I won't get the stone back, but whatever, it's fine. Right. And of course, I don't actually have enough pipe work for this. I will grab some copper and we'll get that finished. So it'd be really nice to get those two boilers up and running, so I can actually start adding more stuff to the rest of the facility. Been running into a lot of problems recently because there's just not been enough power running through the system. What do I need? I need that copper, which was in here. I need a workshop. I need a proper workshop, and in fact, I may put it in the power room. I'm not entirely sure, but running over here because I need to use the mechanical press, which I rigged up there because it was easy. It's probably not really the best way of doing things. So I wanted to just do that so that I can do that. One of the things this is actually doing over here, this pack requires quite a lot of barrels, so I'm auto-crafting them from sort of, because this thing is making mineral logs anyway, so I may as well do turn it into plank. Well, it's doing planks and then down into slabs anyway for the rest of the system, so I'm just redirecting some of it down here. And yes, this system is actually literally just making barrels, and yeah, so I've got a barrel full of barrels because all of this stuff, the fluid tanks and the item vaults, they both require barrels in their crafting, so why not? Why not just auto-craft them, because you're going to burn through them anyway. I love that system. I was very pleased with myself when I got that running. Right, so I need a crafting table now. That's that, and then that's the pipes. I'm expecting that I would need to oh, maybe not. No. Oh no. Right, okay. That is now running. It's not big enough, but it's now pumping out. It's still, you know, these aren't hot enough really. Really, I think we need 9 blaze burners under there, but that's definitely got the heat up of this. Excellent. And that means that I've now got a capacity of 32,000 stress units. Each one of these things requires a certain amount of SU. And the faster things go, the more stress units it kind of needs. So a wash will run at create a certain amount of power through the system. Essentially, it's torque and speed. So the stress units is basically your torque, and there's a fair amount of torque that I have available. And the faster some of these machines go, the more torque that they require to keep it all going. But I think I'm going to end here, mainly because I need to start digging through my system to see if I can find some glue and get this all up and running, which is going to take a little bit of time, and it's going to be kind of dull, I think. But it's just sort of it's a system that you build once you've found something to watch, a podcast or something, just because. Yeah, there's a lot of just mining out a new area, messing around with inventory space, and all that sort of thing. So I am going to leave this here for now. But in any case, I will be back at some point with some more of something. I don't know what. But with that, I will say thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.